Hello, happy peoples. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Good to talk to you. We are still out in our vacation RV adventures. We just got back from Homer. We are in sunny downtown Anchorage. And of course, first stop is Cane's Chicken because my wife has a bit of an addiction. Just saying. My wife and I were talking, and we just realized in the last several vlogs, we have driven you between going from North Pole, Fairbanks, Delta Junction, through Glen Allen, Copper River, or what we just did here where we went from the same, North Pole, Fairbanks, to Denali, through Denali, of course, Cantwell, Wasilla, Anchorage. We drove all the way through. We passed Kenai. We passed Soldotna. We went to Homer. We passed the turnoff for Seward. We have taken you to a lot of the large portions that Alaska has to offer on the road system. We thought it'd be fun to maybe talk about some of the best places or maybe worst places to live here in Alaska. And, I'm not going to say that we're experts. Share as much of our opinion as we can. I'd love to hear down below maybe some experiences you've had living in different parts of Alaska. Now, living is very different than traveling to. Like Anchorage, for example. This is not a place that we live, but we actually enjoy coming here because you have places like, the Cane's Chicken and like Best Buy. We don't even have a Best Buy where we are in North Pole. So kind of more the big city feel, but we're not normally big city people, but some people really like that. So it's interesting though, because, maybe what you feel would be the worst part of living somewhere might be the best to other people. So we'll touch on that a little bit later, but for right now, I think we're gonna go head over to Dave & Buster's and have some fun with the kids over there. I've only been once. I think it's like a grown-up Chuck E. Cheese type of a thing. So we're gonna go do that, bring you guys along. I'm not sure what else today has to offer, but we're in Anchorage, so anything can happen in Anchorage. So let's roll out with the day. Appreciate you guys checking in. Roll out with the day. We'll talk a little bit about Alaska, different fun places to live, but first, Dave & Buster's. Mom just called and said the fire alarm went off in the mall. And she's like, are you guys evacuating? But I don't hear it going off here. Are you okay? Did you have to evacuate?
Yep, we evacuated.
In the dressing room at Lululemon. And they're like, hey Jessica, the fire alarm's going off in the Diamond Mall.
How'd they know your name?
My name was written on the outside of the door. So I was trying on a jacket.
Oh, goodness. Okay, where are we going now? What's the new thing?
Crumble cookies.
Crumble cookies.
Crumble cookies. I don't know how long this has actually been open. I want to say it's fairly new. This is like a huge thing. Garrett, are you gonna get ran over? Please get out in the middle of the road.
All right, check it out.
We're gonna go check it out.
Look at that line. you think?
The goods have been secured.
What did we get? Did we see? Whoa, those are cookies.
That's the apple pie.
Those are like pies. They're like little
They're
mini
huge.
pies.
Oh,
Taste testers to the table. Taste testers to the table.
Grab me a plate, please, Garrett,
Why is
under
that?
here, and a knife.
Is ice? Tastes a bit like toothpaste. Not the best.
Okay.
This is the cornbread cookie. Let's test this one out.
Go.
Go.
Right now we had 9.
9. It's
I'm
like
gonna
a
rate this
cornbread with.
Garrett gives it a 9.
I'm gonna rate this one an 8.5 out of 10.
What's your call?
7.5.
7.5?
I like marshmallows.
And which one's this one?
S'mores brownie.
Okay.
A 9.5.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Hodge?
One of your faves?
I give it an 8.5. Give it an 8.5.
8.5. Mommy?
Kind of rich.
I'm gonna go like a 7.
7. Okay.
And like
Good.
festive, so like red, white, and blue for 4th of July.
Alright, let's do it.
Festive birthday cake. Here we go.
Do I sugar?
Whoa! Apple
It
pie.
could be our favorite.
Audrey likes apple pie, so what do you think?
Oh yeah, she loves apple pie.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Top for you.
6.5.
Oh, Evelyn does not enjoy the apple.
Garrett.
I'm not a huge apple pie fan.
It's the textures.
Like the same as that. It's like the apples. It's split in half, like an 8 and a 9.
Oh, yeah.
I like can't. This is 8
I'm
and
gonna go
a 9.
another 8 on it. That's pretty good.
8 and a
Pretty good.
9.
I thought you would enjoy this one.
Yeah. All right, cookie crumble taste test, check.
Holy guacamole.
Bed, Bath, and whatever buff and wax place with 87 bottles of lotion, check. What else? Oh, Target. We have to do Target, I guess, because we don't have a Target.
We don't have a Target, and I have a big old camper I can put stuff in. Maybe.
Like I said, best and worst places to live in Alaska. This might not be the best if you want to save money. You know what I'm saying? I actually remember a time when we didn't have a Walmart and we didn't have an Arby's. Every time we'd come here, we have to get Walmart and Arby's.
Yep.
But then as soon as we got a Walmart and Arby's, now it's like we don't go there very often. It's interesting how that works. Talk to you guys here in a little bit about just our experience, some of the best and maybe worst places to live, and it might be inverse for you. Like, I don't know, is it good to have constant things to be able to buy around you? Maybe. All right, guys, we're about halfway between Anchorage and Fairbanks. So we are headed home, finally. It's been fun, but there's always something about heading home, right? There's just like...
Love it. Kids are like, are we going home? When are we going home? Are we going home now? Are we almost there? They're very, very anxious to get home. Like,
But literally, we were in Alaska the entire time. So does it mean we were home the whole time?
no.
But
No.
but other people that live in different parts, that's their home. So that's what's interesting here. That's what I want to talk about, like maybe best and worst places, or just like, you know, these are questions that we get, like where should you live in Alaska? Or another one is, you know, where would you live if you didn't live in Alaska? And to be honest, I don't even know. Do you know?
No.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I haven't traveled enough to know.
Let us know down below where you suggest we live if we didn't live here.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Just from driving around here, just a little bit of data. And again, we don't claim all knowledge. Like, we're just, I'd actually love to hear from you guys.
Local Alaskans, let us know down below.
Yeah, like let us know maybe the area that you live in. Maybe just leave that down below, and then maybe what you really enjoy about your area, or maybe what is more of a struggle for you. Love to hear that. So
Yeah.
just Anchorage. Okay, positives of Anchorage. What would you say?
More opportunity, more things that you can easily get to. The mountains are glorious.
Yep, you have a lot more.
When my
Mountain
when my
regions.
parents transferred here for military, my dad, he was stationed here. They're like, "Oh, you guys are gonna love it. There's so many mountains. It's beautiful." And they pull up to Eielson, and it's hills. There's nothing. There's nothing there like this.
Yeah.
So they have that. They also have water that's near them,
Right.
which is
Yeah, you are on the ocean.
Super nice. Cheaper to live there.
It is cheaper. Probably the cheapest in all of Alaska is
I'd
Anchorage.
have less bugs there.
Maybe.
I think because you don't have very many trees.
And of course, you have the most stores, right? It probably feels...
It's more city-like.
If you like the big city, that's probably the closest you're going to get here in Alaska, right? What would be some downsides about living in Anchorage, would you say?
Downsides. Okay, if you don't like city life,
yep,
you probably won't like it as much. But you can go outskirts. Palmer, Wasilla.
Right.
Eagle River. Those are kind of outskirts of Anchorage. So
a little bit
kind of a little bit of best of
slower.
both worlds, maybe, if you enjoy that. You hear a lot more about crime that happens in Anchorage, and I think that's just the sheer, population.
It goes with the whole big city kind of a feel.
My gosh, there's so many bugs.
They like me.
So yeah, that would be kind of some of the drawbacks, maybe. Very crowded, the population there. You can't find land. Like if you're wanting to get like a big parcel of land to find that, it's a little bit harder to do in Anchorage.
You're going out to Palmer, Wasilla type of area.
Yeah, because they're like running out of land to build there in the old Anchor town because of the water's right there and you got mountains right there, so you only have so much.
If living in a big city is important, that might be an area that you want to go to. But so some people have, like, maybe fishing's the most important to you, or even agriculture. You know, having enough land to be able to grow things, or
Delta's a good spot for that.
Delta is a great spot for that.
If you're wanting to do that.
These are all on the road system. So far, everything we've talked about is on the road system. It's a whole other level when you get outside the road system. Delta Junction is great for that. Agriculture. There's also there's no property taxes in Delta Junction.
True.
So
at least for right now.
That's definitely a plus.
We can move and swat our hands around.
Like I said, Delta Junction. Ooh, all right.
Sorry for the road too.
We got some noise. Like I said, Delta Junction is great if you're into agricultural land, like lots of large parcels, and on the road system, no property taxes. And it's just a very quiet community and really nice people. Downsides of Delta Junction, you got a lot of wind generally. It gets pretty cold there, high energy prices, and when we're talking about like sparse stores, there's like they don't even have a grocery store right now. So you're having to drive 100 miles back and forth to get your groceries.
Any bulk type foods like that. And then they also don't have a medical facility close to them. They have like an ambulance and such.
That's true. That's a good point. So just consider too, if you want to move to Alaska and having a medical facility close, if that's important to you, that really limits your options and where you live.
These super outskirts for people to be able to get to and such.
You know, like
there are the main hubs, the main Fairbanks, Juneau, Anchorage. Like all the big places, they're going to have at least a medical facility you can get into. You can get to within a few minutes. Or 20, 30. So
you might love an area that you're living in here, but there's no medical facility, and it kind of makes it more of a
stressful.
It's crazy, right?
I would be very stressed if I needed to make sure that I needed to get to a hospital. Even having like little kids, that even just plays in the back of my brain. Like, what if something happened? I want to make sure that I'm able to get my kids somewhere quickly. Fishing's extremely popular, and to some people it is a way of life. Fishing is extremely important to folks here, and if that's you probably don't want to be like an inlander like where we are. You're probably going to want to be, now of course there's fishing on the river, and then you have ocean fishing. So, depends where you want to be there, but you know, if you're a real hardcore fisherman or fisherwoman, so like you have Homer, Seward, these would be another one. Kenai, I would say Kenai, you could easily get to fishing locations, because Kenai is like right in between. You know, Seward, Kenai, Homer. You kind of have all that community right there. That whole region. So that might be a good option. What are some of the downsides, would you say, of living there in those places? Be more of, it's very touristy and it's very seasonal. Like you kind of have a seasonal. But we did talk to a guy who does charters year round. Like he goes out on the ocean year round. I could not imagine. It's funny. He was complaining. He's like, the regulations and all these things. I'm like, you're gonna keep doing it. He goes, I love this job. So it's like a passion. He loves what he does. But being able to create a solid income, I think maybe would be a little bit of, and depending on what people do. Like I said, I just saw the touristy kind of side and the fishing community maybe side. So. And then watch, of course, energy. Like in Kenai, I know there's natural gas, so you have pretty, low energy costs there. Sure, Homer doesn't have natural gas, but check me down below if I'm off on that. But again, always check your energy costs, check your food costs. That's kind of why we do like our grocery hauls, just to give you guys like an example of what groceries cost in places. Along with the medical facility, having a good education system in these areas is super important as well. So in your main areas. Now hang on, not everyone homeschools here? No. Hello?
Some people think that, to be fair.
Oh yeah, no,
Some
we
people
have
do think
schools, guys. So there are schools all in those main hub areas. There's even schools in Homer. There's schools in Kenai.
Yep.
I
There's schools
saw
in.
something run over there.
Uh-oh. You got animals in the background?
I just went behind that tree.
We are literally in the wilderness here, guys.
Yeah. Okay, maybe not. I could have sworn I just saw something go like.
Like moose?
I don't know. I couldn't
Or
tell.
bear?
I couldn't tell.
Okay, well, we're going to be a little bit alert here. Education, actually, even in a lot of the remote villages here in Alaska, there might be 30 kids, and there will be a school there.
There will be a school and a clinic in those places.
However, keep in mind, if you're in these remote off, the road system places in your villages, you might have a clinic, but it's not staffed. Like, they'll rotate, one day in a week.
Right, they'll be in travel doctors, travel nurses, things like that. So if you're one of those, there's a high demand for said travel doctors, travel nurses, things like that.
Part where we are, North Pole, Fairbanks area, what would be some of the pros or cons of living there?
Pros, you got a lot of options for things, if that's important to you.
Stores.
As far as stores.
Yep.
Really great community. Feels like a small town. Just kind of has like everyone knows everybody.
Yeah.
You're there long enough, especially in North Pole area, you don't go to the post office without running into someone you know. Or the workers behind them and you say, hey, how's it going? Safeway, North Pole. Hey guys, how you doing?
Where we are, we still have access to a decent amount of land.
Yes.
This is not our land. Pretend like
Wouldn't you believe it?
Yeah.
Guys.
Welcome to our plantation. You can get some pretty large parcels of land where we are, and you're still fairly remote, but, you're 15, 20 minutes away from the hospital if you need to be.
Right.
We're still about the same way from, a Costco. We also have high energy costs, which you guys have seen, and we've shared a lot with that. We try to augment with
wood,
trying to have an energy efficient home as best we could, and
right.
So all those things, and of course we get some of the coldest probably in the whole state, right?
Yeah, we do.
But it's interesting because to us that's home,
right.
And it's like I said, the community. It's a lot of the people that we're around.
Yeah, really great temperature as far as in the summer. We get like the hottest, but right now we're struggling with some smoke.
Yep.
Because we're not getting any rain, so that's a little bit of an issue. But we also get super cold in the winter.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I feel we could live pretty much anywhere that we've taken you to here. It would just be an adaptation, right? Mm-hmm. And you can be jealous no matter where you are. I think we could feel comfortable anywhere the longer you.
Probably the longer you're there, you get adjusted into the community. I think, for the most part, Alaskans are just like really great people.
Yeah.
Like
not everyone. Let's
be
fair here.
Not everyone.
A pretty high percentage.
And it's just like you have such. The way of living here can sometimes be really hard and really brutal and really long, and there's darkness and things like that. And I think it creates this innate like bond of people where it's like, okay guys, we got this. We can get through this. This is going to be no big deal. You kind of have that. Because
you're all in it together, and
you
we're
really
all trying to help each other to get us through to this.
Yeah.
The winters are so extreme that we get to this. We're like, yes.
It's wonderful. We hope you guys enjoyed coming along with us. We drove a really long way.
I think it ends up being 1,200 miles total that we've driven the last few days.
Grateful that we were able to have our RV that we were able to rent. I think it made traveling way nicer. We were able to stop. I put on a pot of soup. We just pulled over, put on some soup. It worked really well. So I was super grateful that we actually found one that we could rent, because they go quick. If you're wanting to rent an RV in Alaska, get on it real fast.
Appreciate you guys coming along. I think we're gonna wrap this one up. I think the kids are ready to get home.
Yes. Alrighty guys, we're gonna hit the road, head back to North Pole, Alaska. Thanks so much for coming.
Take it away, kids.
Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye, YouTube channel.